Okay guys, it's Jazz again. We got another video review for you today, and today we're going to be reviewing the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Soundwave. And this figure is highly sought after. He's only one per case. I was lucky enough to get one, and he is really a gem of this wave. Let me go ahead and get a look at the packaging here. Transformers Prime, got some nice artwork of Soundwave there. Yes, Laserbeak is included. And get the rest of the packaging here. Let's take a look at the back of it. He has a deluxe class, Series 1004. Get a look at his bio there. So he's got Laserbeak on his arm. There's a look at his robot mode. It's very well executed here. There's some of his tech specs. We'll just place that to the side. And let's focus on this really awesome figure here. Now, as you can see, Soundwave is a Predator drone. I guess he's a jet-powered Predator instead of the propeller on the back there, which is fine. It's very well done. I like the colors on it. And since this is a spy plane, this is appropriate for Soundwave, I think. And it's very well done. You got some kibble on the back. You can kind of see how some of this doesn't mesh well. Underneath you can really see a lot of his kibble, but it's not that bad. He has one landing gear on the front, which goes up and down. Tucks away nicely. No landing gear on the back. That's fine, because he sits real well, even without the Actually, I think he sits better without the landing gear, just because these two pieces that make up his feet here, they're pretty wide. So, and I really like this figure. I was very excited to see that he was in the first wave. He's a really great character on the show, and just really awesome. Well, let's go ahead and start transforming him. Well, the first thing you want to do, let me go ahead and pick my camera up, because he doesn't get that tall in robot mode. I wish he was a little bit bigger. Maybe if he had been a Voyager. But you know what? I don't really want to mess with perfection either, because he is just all right. Alright. Camera straight here. Okay, so as we're looking at Soundwave right here, you want to fold out his arms. And that just gives them a really long wingspan too. They peg in right here on the sides, and this is going to become the legs down here. And what you want to do is bring these up and snap them in just like that. And this almost looks like his movie form a little bit with this when he was a satellite, if you move these fins down a little bit. But let's get down to the legs here. And you want to separate the legs right down the middle. And they have this little joint right here that allows them to be pushed together. But when you're turning him into a robot, you want to just straighten those out a little bit. On the inside of his leg, well, we have the top of the cockpit here. And that's gonna push in into that groove. And then you push this down and get it past that little bump right there, and that goes right into the back of his leg. Repeat that with the other side. Just kind of fit that in there. Bring it up. There you go. We're bringing this heel spur down, and there's the front of his foot. Same thing, just bring them both down together if you want to. And in the show, he kind of has this chicken leg appearance, which you can really duplicate that here. Stops right there. Just pull out the other one. And there you have its bottom half. And he is just really easy to transform too. The wings kind of peg in on the top, so you just want to unfold it at the shoulder. I'll do both sides. You got a nice little spring there. Well, nice little snap there. Bring the arm down. And Soundwave has a really unique appearance in the show. Like, this is how his arms would be on the show. You see how he's kind of got this tilted back on the elbow, but it's a interesting look for him. And he doesn't talk on the show either, if you haven't watched it. He's a totally silent character. But he's got more personality than some of the characters that talk. Now, after you get all that done, Soundwave looks very spindly. You take his back section of the plane here, rotate it back, and while you do that, what's going to happen is his head is just going to, well, it normally just pops right up. I guess I did something wrong there. Let me see what I did wrong there. Because normally you can just like, oh, there we go. And of course it did it when I didn't want it. Well, when I didn't expect it to. So it's on a little spring, and there we go. And the head pops right up. I want to fold this tail section in. Got a little tab there. Bring it in. And if you can see down the neck right here, just kind of snaps in. That holds his head up. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Soundwave. And he is just really cool looking. He doesn't, see if we can get in on there. He doesn't have, on the show, he doesn't have a face. This is all just a screen. But very nicely executed. This is very, very screen accurate with these long fingers. Just the overall look screams the Soundwave from the show. Very well done on this. Now, one thing Soundwave was very popular for back in the Generation 1 series was he could release minions from his chest. Now, he doesn't have all his minions, but he does have the one that counts, and that is Laserbeak, his kind of espionage drone. What you want to do is bring these down. It's starting to look like that. It almost kind of resembles Ratbat a little bit, but they call it Laserbeak, and Laserbeak just pops right out of his chest. There you go. This is the face of Laserbeak. He's more just a drone. Doesn't have a lot of personality. He just goes and does Soundwave's bidding, and that's about it. From the top, he's kind of got these forward wings, and this little, it could be a rear gun, or it's just a tail in the back. Makes a nice place to hold him. He's just flying through the air, getting information. He can also, these holes on Soundwave's arm, he can peg right into there. And Soundwave can bring him up and ask him to report in. What did you find on these dirty Autobots? And it's just this is something they didn't have to do, but they did, and it works really well for this character. You can just bring him off of here. And you see he has this open space in his chest. And Laserbeak just pegs back on by that peg right there into this little hole right here. You just put him back in there. And then these wings just go back into these slots. And I just really like that because when they first deployed him on the show, you didn't even know Laserbeak was sitting on his chest. It just his chest came alive and released that part of him. But this is one of my favorites of the... Actually, this one is my favorite of the Deluxe series so far. Soundwave, he's just really well executed. He's a little on the small side, but that's fine because I would rather have him on the small side and be this accurate than have him in a larger scale with some type of gimmick or... And he's not that small. If he was just a little bit bigger, he could sit eye to eye with the Starscream figure they released. But he is a little bit smaller, as it's kind of the case with a lot of the Robots in Disguise figures. But still, just wow. Just very nice. He's got that just strange body type that it works for him. It really does. But this has been another Pop Culture Overload review. I'm Jazz, and we'll see you next time.